to Limabean Crafting. If you guys are new here, my name is Emily. Welcome to my little crafting channel. If you like my stuff, I hope that you guys stick around and subscribe. Now, a little while ago, I actually shared a little video on how I made this home sweet home sign, and you guys saw if you watched it. If not, I will link it above. You saw that this is actually my handwriting, as well as this little egg. I drew this and I had my Cricut make it for me. And so that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to show you everything that you need to turn your handwriting or little drawings into Cricut cut items. So let's get to it. So the very first thing that you need to do is have the Procreate app. So I'm going to go to the App Store, and I've already searched for it in the search bar, and this is the app. I believe it costs around $10, but in my opinion, it is so worth it. There are so many cool things that you can do with this app, but for this video, we are going to use it to make a 4-leaf clover to go on my home sweet home decoration. As you can see, this is the app that I use to design all of my thumbnails, as well as the intro to each of my videos. But let's go ahead and click on this little plus sign in the top right-hand corner and create a new canvas for our little project. There are a variety of sizes to choose from, and from my experience, it doesn't really matter which one you choose, but for this project, I am going to use the 4x6 inch canvas. When it opens up, it is a little zoomed in, so with 2 fingers, you can pinch the screen to adjust the size of the canvas to be about 4x6 inches if you want, although it isn't necessary. Next, we are going to go ahead and choose our pen or brush. You want to click on the brush icon at the top right, and then you will see the amazing brush library that comes with the app. There are so many different brushes that resemble pencils and pens and paintbrush strokes and even elements like water and clouds. For Cricut cut designs, I typically use pens in the inking category, so for today's demonstration, I'm going to use a version of the gel pen. But since I don't want to mess up the current settings for this pen, I am going to duplicate it so that I don't lose any of its settings. To do this, we swipe from right to left on the gel pen option and choose duplicate. Then, to adjust some of the pen's settings, click on your newly created pen. One of the properties I like is the streamline option. You can see that if I reduce the streamline percentage and then draw slowly, my drawing is a little rigid. However, when I increase the percentage, the strokes smooth out. Typically, I like to have the percentage be between 65 and 75%, especially if I'm writing in cursive. The next thing we are going to do is click on Properties. If you don't have an Apple Pencil, I think you can jump straight to writing, unless your writing device works with the pressure sensitivity settings. As I'm making these strokes, I'm applying different pressure. The harder I press, the thinner the line. For my Cricut designs, I prefer to have a solid, same size stroke. So we are going to change the percentages for the minimum and maximum brush size so that they are the same number. For this project, I'm going to go ahead and go with about 4% for each. Next, we are going to click Done and then touch the part of the screen that shows the canvas to begin drawing our design. For today's demonstration, again, I will be drawing a 4-leaf clover for one of my dice sides because I couldn't find a free one in Cricut Design Space. Then we can go ahead and pick our color. I'm going to choose black, but for cut-only images, the color you choose shouldn't really matter. Then we can begin our drawing. Here's a quick little tip. Let's say you make a bunch of strokes and you don't like how it looks and you want to erase everything quickly. Instead of hitting the undo button a ton of times, just take 3 fingers and put them on the screen and swipe them back and forth across the screen to erase everything you've just drawn. Now let's go ahead and sketch our design. Notice here how I'm just working on the outline of the image. If you wanted the Cricut to cut out just this outline, you can skip to the time shown on the screen. But I want a solid image of a clover cut out. That way I don't have to weed out the center of the image. Now, instead of trying to color in the center of the image one stroke at a time, we are going to use a shortcut. To quickly fill the inside of the image with our color, just select the color icon, hold down, and drag the color to the area you wish to fill. Once you are happy with your design, you need to remember to do the next step. select the Layers tab in the top right corner and deselect the background color. If you don't do this, your Cricut will cut out a 4 by 6 inch rectangle, and we don't want that. We just want the image cut out. Then click on the wrench image in the top left and select Share. There are a variety of choices to choose from for how to share this image. Unfortunately, Procreate doesn't have an SVG option. I'm not sure if this will be a choice later on in future updates, but for now, we are going to select PNG. Now you can choose what you want to do with the image. If you use your iPad to conduct all Cricut-related tasks, you can just click Save Image and then go to Cricut Design Space and go from there. My Cricut seems to have Bluetooth issues, so I'm going to have to send this to my computer and plug my computer into my Cricut and so on. So I'm going to use the AirDrop since I'm working with all Apple products, but you can also email the image among other options. Then it's time to open Cricut Design Space. Open a new or existing project. Here I have 2 more images that I found for free that I also want the Cricut to cut out for my dice. Click Upload, then Upload Image. Next you can either drag and drop the image or click Browse. I'm going to click Browse and look in my Downloads folder to find the image I just sent over. Select your image, click Open, and then click Simple and Continue. At this point, you can go ahead and edit your image a little bit more if you desire, but usually I find that it's good to go, so click Continue here. Choose Save as Cut Image and then click Save. Make sure your image is selected and click on Insert Images. Then adjust the size of your image to whatever you want it to be. I wanted the length and width to be just under 2 inches. To do this, you can either click on the height and width arrows or by typing a measurement in the box. If you want to adjust just the height without simultaneously changing the width, you have to make sure you unclick the lock symbol. Once I had everything the way that I wanted it, I went ahead and welded the images together to have them all be cut at once, and then it was time to have the machine do its work. Click Make It, then click Continue, choose your materials. In this case, I used Cricut brand permanent vinyl. Load your mat and watch the magic happen. As I mentioned in my craft tutorial, if you plan on having more than 6 images to replace the letter O, you need to put a duplicate letter on the O dice and add the extra images on that letter's die. So I'm going to place these images on my M die, and I need to cut out another letter M to place on the 6th side of my O die. To do that, I click Text, write a capital M. In this case, I'm using the font Lemonade Stand. It's a free one from dafont.com. But I also want to alter the height and width individually. So I'm going to click on More, deselect the Lock button, and adjust the height and width separately until I'm happy with how it looks, and then let the Cricut do its thing. After reading, I put my newly cut M on my original O die and placed my new images on my original M die. And that wraps up today's video. I'm really happy with how this little guide turned out, and I hope you guys are too. Let me know if you have any other requests, anything that you want me to cover about the Procreate app down in the comments, and stay tuned for future videos. I plan on sharing some other techniques to make some really cute crafts in the future. So stick around and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one.